Well, we're here at the Animal Clinic of Regina with Dr. Leslie Sawa and, of course, Kluani here, who is not getting an exam. I'm sure she's happy about that.
She's very happy.
But we're wondering about Halloween because it is a big time, an exciting time for many, but it can be a little bit dangerous for your pets. So how busy is Halloween for you?
Halloween is very busy for us. And actually, even in the last week, we've already had several dogs that have eaten chocolate, and we've had to evacuate their stomach to get it out because chocolate can be toxic to dogs. So unfortunately, when they eat it, as soon as you know, you need to get them to your clinic so that they can have their stomach evacuated. And usually that's just with an injection, and it makes them throw up. And then we can give them some charcoal after to stop the absorption. But chocolate toxicity can be very dangerous. Now sometimes the Halloween candy that dogs get is really bad quality. So if you have a big dog and it eats one little chocolate, that's not going to be an issue. Some dogs, if they get too much, they'll have vomiting and diarrhea. But in some cases, actually, the chocolate can cause seizures. Mm-hmm. So that's where we really get into some issues with the chocolate ingestion.
Is there, you mentioned kind of cheaper candies, not as bad. Is there also a type of chocolate, like dark chocolate, white chocolate,
Sure.
that's worse for others?
I would say dark, like the unsweetened chocolates are the worst. And then next comes like the cocos, those sorts of things. Probably cocos and unsweetened chocolate are on the top of the list. So if they get a lot of that, it's really important not to wait to get your dog there as soon as possible. And then Halloween candy is pretty rotten. So, but even that can cause stomach upset. So it's always good to, if your dog has consumed candy, to come to the clinic and just speak with your veterinarian.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just the candy that you kind of have to look out for either. I mean, there's so much going on at Halloween. There's decorations, glow sticks, all that kind of thing. I'm sure that's a concern too.
That's a concern as well. And certainly, you know, in dogs and cats, they like to explore, they're curious, cats especially, and so when they have they can ingest foreign bodies that get stuck part way and it can't pass through, and then we actually have to go in surgically to actually get those things out. So you always need to watch your pets around decorations and things like that, and the toys and all those other things like Kluani just found here. There she goes, she got it. So,
this one's allowed.
This toy's allowed, she loves this toy. But certainly her, if she was to swallow that might get stuck in her stomach or an intestine, and we would need to go in surgically. So really be vigilant with your pets.
Yeah, and what about for people who maybe want to incorporate their pets into their costume and take them around? I know it's supposed to be a little cold this Halloween, but some want to go. So what are your advice for them?
I love seeing dogs in costumes at Halloween. It's super fun. And the dogs want to go out. It's always good to take your pet out for a walk and give them the exercise. But you need to make sure that they have reflective either leash or gear on or a light, just so that they don't get hit by a car or you know, run into traffic, or they're just not seen. And sometimes dogs can startle people too, so always make sure that your dog is on a leash at all times.
Mm-hmm. And I know one thing that's maybe not so nice for Halloween is the black cats do sometimes get into a little bit of trouble. I know people keep them inside, but what are your thoughts on black cats in general? Because sometimes you don't see them as much anymore. Maybe it's the connotations from Halloween.
Sometimes, I mean, there's sure a lot of lore surrounding black cats, but black cats are the best cats ever. And it's one of the things that we note, that black cats are less often adopted than other cats, but they make beautiful pets. So I always recommend that anytime you see a black cat, that don't be afraid of it. Just love it like you'd love any other cat. They do make wonderful pets, just like Kluani.
Just like Kluani here. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope all the pets stay pretty safe this Halloween.
Safe and sound, that's for sure. Thanks.